Now in your fast track to the top of the hour, authorities in Kitson County investigating a school threat made by a young student on social media. Now we've seen the video, but we're not going to show it to you because that student is a minor. The video shows a student holding what looks to be a gun, saying, quote, "Don't mess with me at school." Tri-County school leaders immediately contacted law enforcement, who opened up an investigation. In a Facebook post, they say there is no immediate threat or safety concern. They cannot share further details about that student involved, though. However, they are reviewing their alert system, making changes to make sure parents stay informed. And we're learning more about what led to the arrest of a third-grade teacher at Lincoln Elementary in Bismarck. John Vetter faces a dozen felony charges. Court documents say he admitted to receiving and sending child porn more than 10 times. Some of those victims are as young as 6 years old. Vetter has been placed on administrative leave pending that investigation. In 2018, the Drug Enforcement Agency created a division to help enforce controlled substance laws in states like North Dakota and Minnesota. Valley News Team's Bobby Fallett shares the alarming trend they've seen and explains why it's important to talk with your kids.
Year over year, DEA officials have noticed a troubling trend.
It seems as though we continue to take the pills and the fentanyl powder off the street, the methamphetamine off the street, but it still seems to keep coming back.
Emily Murray says that's due to outside forces and not necessarily because the drugs are being made here.
Fentanyl in particular, the precursors are coming from China. They go down to Mexico, and from there they're pushed up into our communities. Same thing, methamphetamine is coming up from Mexico.
In 2023, officials in North Dakota seized 21,000 more fentanyl pills than just the year before, 30 pounds more meth, and 2.5 pounds more cocaine. Across the Red River in Minnesota, there was a 234,000 fentanyl pill increase. There was a drop in pounds of meth seized, but then a 276-pound increase in cocaine. And Murray says the fentanyl pills are often disguised as something else.
It's important for people to realize that of the counterfeit or the fake pills that we're seeing out there, 7 out of 10 have been tested with potentially lethal doses of fentanyl in them.
Murray says that now it's an important time for parents to talk with their kids about the dangers of fentanyl and other drugs, and also speak with them about what they could potentially see online or on certain apps that they may have on their phones.
What we primarily see now are the oxycodone pills, or the pills, I should say, that are fake, that are made to look like oxycodone. So they're blue and they've got the appropriate markings on them to make them look like legitimate prescription medication.
Reporting in Fargo, Bobby Fallett, Valley News Live.
The numbers in this report are from the DEA's Omaha division. Officials say the numbers could go up based on what State Highway Patrol reports say as well. Illinois, now the third state to ban former President Donald Trump from the ballot, following suit with Colorado and Maine. A judge made the decision citing the 14th Amendment's insurrection clause. Sources say former President Trump plans to appeal that ruling. Supporters argue his actions related to events at the Capitol on January 6 make him ineligible to hold office. The dispute is expected to be settled by the U.S. Supreme Court. Switching gears, we've got a beautiful sunrise turning out. Let's send things over to meteorologist Lisa Green for a closer look at our forecast. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, it is gorgeous out there. This is our view right now in Devil's Lake behind me. A great view of the sunrise. There are some clouds also in the Northern Valley, especially where we're seeing some of those pass by. And if you look closely from time to time, Devil's Lake is one of the areas where we're seeing a little bit of drifting snow across the lot here at Home of Economy. And the wind is stronger in this area. We're seeing gusts into the 20s in Devil's Lake and surrounding regions at times. So that's making it feel colder and, of course, maybe causing a few areas of blowing and drifting snow, leading to some slick spots on the road. So if you want to check road conditions, you can always head to the VNL weather app for the latest on that throughout the tri-state area. And of course, the wind creating a wind chill factor. It's 14 degrees right now in Fargo. It feels like 0. Langdon is at 7. It feels more like 14 below. And this is, again, an area where we have some stronger wind. Thief River Falls at 5. And we're at 10 in Grand Forks and 10 in Crookston. This is an area that was well below 0 yesterday at the start. And now we're starting off our day a little milder. But there is that wind chill factor, so we'll still need to bundle up this morning. Nice to see those numbers go up, though. So looking at some quiet, clear conditions in the valley, in the southern end of the valley. Up north, the clouds moving through with the warm front, also producing some snow showers at least in the clouds. You might be just seeing a flurry or two as that's falling in the Northern Valley here, and that should clear out quickly. So on our bus stop planner here, you can expect to have temperatures that are above zero at least today, but there will be a wind chill, so we'll need the extra layer here. And then this afternoon, we'll be back into the 40s, looking at 44 for your high in Fargo. Friday, an even warmer day. We're getting into springtime on that first day of meteorological spring and March, and looking at a temperature around 52. So keeping an eye out for that system coming up for this weekend.
Off to a good start in March for sure.
Yeah, looking good. And temperatures, we're going to have a cool down next week, but not by a lot. Still 30s to some low 40s.
Nothing like what we saw the past 2 days, though.
Exactly. We're on that upward trend today.
Life is good. Thank you, Lisa. And one Valley bus worker did not have the smoothest of mornings yesterday. Take a look at this. Following Tuesday's winter storm, a bus driver was met with loads of snow right in the front seat of his school bus. This was sent from a viewer who says the door was left open overnight before the blizzard hit, allowing all that snow to blow in. Not a super great way to start the day. But you can always start your day with the VNL weather app for forecasts right at your fingertips. Download and use it for free in the App Store today. Here in the Valley, we know how to bring the heat to frosty days with the Red River Winter Market. With over 40 vendors, you can shop handmade jewelry, local ciders and wines, or farm fresh foods, all under one roof. And that's where we find the Valley Today's Tatum Miller live at the West Acres Mall, finding out what we can expect at the Winter Market this weekend. Good morning, Tatum.
Good morning. Yes, I am at West Acres Mall, and there's actually quite a few people starting to pull in here, but I'm here with Susan Rude with Prairie Rose Meadery, and she is one of the most seasoned vendors with the Red River Market. So, Susan, for those of us who don't know what mead is, can you kind of describe what it is?
Mead is honey wine. It can be wine-like, it can be cider-like, it can be even liqueur, but what it is 50% of the fermentables must be from honey.
All right, and you've been making this for quite some time, so what does the process look like?
It's very wine-like. You'll mix the honey and water and add the yeast and let it ferment. Usually give it some nutrients. You can also add fruit or spice to it depending on the flavors you want. Has quite a bit of variety you can make. So it's just mostly like you would see at a winery.
Awesome. So we have some beautiful bottles here in front of us with some medals on them. Can you kind of dive into that?
Well, I was at competition this last weekend, Valkyrie's Horn in Minneapolis. Brought home some nice hardware, so I was pretty excited about that.
And so what kind of different types do we have in front of us right now?
Right now we have our traditional mead, which is just fermented honey. That's all North Dakota clover honey. All of our honey does come from North Dakota. And then we have this is Hazcap, which is a honey berry, newer grown North Dakota fruit, or Minnesota, I think actually that fruit came from, which is fruit. Then we have a fruit and spice, which is lime and mint, our honey mojito. So you have a big variety of flavors you can have. And then our last one is another traditional with basswood, North Dakota basswood honey.
Delicious. And if we can't make it out this Saturday, where can we find you?
We are off 32nd Avenue behind the Flying J Windbreak in office building there at 3101 39th Street South in Fargo.
Beautiful. If you are craving some of these delicious products, you can come out to the West Acres Mall Saturday from 10 to 2, or you can check out her own business. I will be back in for one more check-in with one last vendor. I'm Tatum Miller for Valley News Live.
Thank you so much for that live report, Tatum. Now, remember, the Red River Winter Market runs this Saturday from 10 to 2 at the mall. For a complete list of vendors, check out redriver.market/event schedule. And if you're looking at your calendar wondering why it is still February, it's because 2024 is a leap year. Our calendar has 365 days, but every 4 years, our calendar has 366 days instead, because it actually takes 365.25 days for the Earth to orbit the sun. If that's too confusing, just remember, in the U.S., leap year coincides with presidential elections. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up right now on the Fargo CW. My name's Alex Larson. Take care.